Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling Magic Monday. How was your Magic Monday? What magic did you create today that set you up for a beautiful week? It's been a, what's it been today? Steady. It's been a very steady day, just rolling from one thing to the next to the next. My to-do list got done. Yay. I've got things set up for later in the week. I had day one of my 30-day health challenge, and as of now, I have 2 more of these to drink, and I am done with my water intake for the day. We had to do 128 ounces, which is just over 7 of these, and I've got 5 down and 2 to go. But then I thought earlier on too, I had a what is it? My supplements, they come in a powdered form, so you put them in water, and I thought, well, that was 16 ounces there. So, but my thing on my app is set up for 18 ounces, so I couldn't quite count that. So maybe I'll have another drink with extra 2 ounces or something, and then I've got another one in. But as far as eating goes today, I decided that because I didn't have my goal over the next 30 days is to reduce my carbs and get to a paleo level in eating. So reducing the amount of bread that I eat, which I absolutely love bread. And love doing all sorts of wonderful things with it. So my idea is to move to a full paleo diet, but I'm going to be moving it in increments over the next 30 days. And so I thought, well, I need a baseline because I have no idea how many carbs I eat right now. And so I decided just to track the number of carbs that I eat. And I'm already at my limit for the day, but I've still got to have dinner. And I'm like, But then I'm like, no, hang on. This is to see what you regularly eat in a day. So don't go changing dinner plans just to keep inside the parameters that you have set for your goal. So I was like, okay, so I still have to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner, but we'll figure it out. But it's been interesting following it and realizing that there's a lot more carbs in some foods than you think. So it's going to be interesting over the next few days watching how I make adjustments to that as I move to a full paleo eating plan. So it's going to be interesting to watch. But water, got that crushed. Reading my book, done that. Exercise, I've been meant to do a 10-minute walk outside. And I do at a minimum 2 10 to 30-minute walks outside each day. Based on how much where Zeffie decides to go. Tonight we did a little more than we walked a little further than we normally did. We're coming up with this plan about how we're going to work up zigzagging up and down every street in the pet section, and we may have to do it twice. But I was looking at, I have a health app on my iPhone, and I was looking at that and going, oh, I actually walk 3 times further on Saturdays and Sundays than I do any other day of the week. I thought, isn't that interesting? When we're out walking, we're walking further because I have a little pouch that I put on my waistband of my pants when we go out, and that's where my phone sits. And then I have the earpiece in, so I don't have to take the phone out, but it gives me a place to carry the phone safely. And so I totally forgot that it had this health plan on and acts like a pedometer. I don't know how accurate it is, but I figured it gives you some idea of some of the walking you're doing. So when I was looking at it today and I look back at Saturday, Sunday, and I'm walking like 3 times more on Saturdays and Sundays than I am on a weekday, any given weekday. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing on weekends where I am walking more with the phone? And I try to think about it, and I'm like, okay, what happened this weekend? Where did we go? And I went and met Eileen for lunch. And so there was the walking to the car, from the car into the restaurant back out to the car, and then from the car back inside the RV. And the 3 walks I did with Zeffie that day. I'm like, okay. And then what did we do Sunday? Well, Sunday we went for our normal morning walk. We then hopped in the car, went to the dog park. Of course, I'm walking around the dog park that whole time. I'm not just standing one place, I'm walking around. And of course, I had to walk further and kind of run a little bit because of the trouble that Zeffy was having with the Huskies. And then we walked back to the car and we came back here and got out and walked inside. And usually when we come inside, I take the phone out of the pouch and put it down either wherever I'm going to be, or it goes on the table here. It goes onto its little phone stand here, unless I'm using it. Unless I'm going to, if I'm going to be sitting in the recliner like watching a movie, then it's over there next to me. If I'm on the bed asleep, I'm having a nap, it'll be on the little table. But at night, it stays out here on the thing charging. And so I thought, maybe I do a lot more walking on weekends. So now I've got to work on increasing that. So our walk tonight ended up being almost an hour. We got a walk in at lunchtime. Not a very long walk. It was maybe 10 minutes. We had like a 20-minute walk, I think it was, this morning. Then we did a 10-minute walk at lunchtime, and then we were out for over an hour. We weren't walking all the time. We did stop and talk with neighbors a couple of times, and one of the security guards saw Zeffy, and the security guard always has treats for Zeffy. And Zeffy spotted him. She starts getting over there, doing her little bunny hops to try and get there because I wasn't walking fast enough. And she gets to the front of the golf cart and she puts her front feet on the bumper and gets up and looks at him like, as though to say, don't move, and then goes around the side and actually gets into the golf cart completely and sits on the floor and just looks at him. And he actually had big dog biscuits this time. I was like, oh, great. And so she gets down on the road there and starts chomping on this, and then she jumps back into the cart like she's looking for a second one. I says, no, you've got that one there you can eat. And so she ate it, and of course, as soon as she'd finished it, we're still standing there talking, and so as soon as she finished it, we chatted for a little further, and she kept getting into the golf cart to see if she could find any more, and I was like, nope, you're done. And then we carried on our way. So there's only a couple of times we stopped, but we were out for over an hour walking around and everything else, so that was kind of nice. So total walking time today, we've done 30, probably about 70 minutes of walking time today. And that includes the 2 times that doesn't include the times that we stopped. That's got subtracted from the hour that we were out. But yeah, so it was about 70 minutes we ended up walking today. So an hour and 10 minutes. And we've got to do a 45-minute workout 5 times a week, a 1 10-minute walk outside. So all my exercises outside because I'm out walking Zeffy. I didn't get a chance. I ran out of time today to look at the yoga class to start that because I got an online yoga class that I'm going to be doing, and I didn't get time to start that today. And I'm just like absolutely wiped right now. I was like, I think I'm going to go to bed. And I looked at the time and went, yeah, no, it's a little too early. I'll be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and not be able to get back to sleep. So I'm not going to do that. But it's been interesting. So the first day is done. And got everything. I think I got everything done. I'll have to go check the list to make sure I got everything done. So we got the outside walking today. Walking was our exercise today. A lot of walking today. And so my to-do list is done as far as my work stuff goes. So I get to watch a movie tonight. I have no idea what I'm going to watch tonight. I don't even know if I can stay awake that long. So because in fact it's almost 8 o'clock. And so we won't be probably won't be watching a movie tonight because 8 o'clock, even if it's an hour and a half, that's still 9:30. I don't even know if I can stay awake that long. We'll see. But anyway, and then tonight's genealogical tip is about dates and genealogy. Now, there is a format that we use in genealogy to write out the dates. And I suspect that Americans may have a little issue with this. You have to write the month in full. So you can put the recommended way of entering dates is day, month, year with the month written in full. So like today's the 7th of February, 2022. So if you had a baby born today, that's how it would be written out. The other way you can do it is February 7th, 2022, but the preferred method is day, month, year, not month, day, year. And never, ever do, hang on, I got to remember this. never do 2/7/2022, because here in America, people will read that as February 7th, 2022. Everywhere else in the world will read that as the 2nd of July, 2022. This is why you can't use numbers when you're using the dates. You can't use numbers for the month. You have to write it in full, because there's a lot of, I've come across so many family trees that say they have similar information to mine, and I go on and I have a look, and they've got, you know, like 2/7/2022, you know, whatever, 1986 or 1886 or something like that. I have no clue if that is February or if it is July. No clue. So now I have to go research their record, unless I'm looking for that person and I already know when their birth date was, and I look at how they've written it, and I'm like, okay, so they've written it the wrong way. So if you are researching family trees, always, always, always remember day, month, year, and the month must be spelt out. You can do abbreviations. I can do FEB for Feb, or you can write February in full. I prefer to write February in full, months in full, so there is no question about the month. So it's day, month, year, and I always write the month in full, so there is absolutely no question whatsoever. Although I've noticed that Ancestry, on one of their updates a while ago, when you started typing like January or February, it wanted to put Feb, and I'm like, yeah, no, I want the full month out. Yes, I could have clicked on it and it would have been fine, but I want the full month there, so there is absolutely no question about what the month is. So that's your little hint and tip on dates and genealogy, is write the month in full. Do not use it as a number, because some areas of the world will get, everywhere except America will get confused because we won't know if it's the month at the beginning or the day at the beginning. So you got to be aware of that one. But anyway, that's it from me for today. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning for, what are we up to? Tune Up Tuesday. Hey, Conetta.